Well, 2023 is over, and it was a very good year for my channel, honestly. I can't lie. This was a really good year for me. I got a lot more subscribers. I got a lot more videos out. Not as many as I would have liked. It's hard, doing this stuff. But I got a lot out, and I did a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do. So I'm really grateful for that. And going into next year, I'm excited, also a little nervous, which is why I felt like making this video, this little update video before the top 10 list. So if you want to skip to the top 10 figures I got this year, you can just skip to wherever the start of the video is. It'll show up on the screen here somewhere. But you can skip to that. But I wanted to make this video talking about some stuff that I felt like was important to talk about for the channel before we go into the next year. Good luck, I guess. So thank you all, first of all, so very much for sticking around and watching my videos and liking and everything, and it means a lot that you are also interested in this. So thank you all so very much for that. Going into next year, I really want to hit 500 subscribers. So fingers crossed to make it that. I really want to before the end of the year. As well as that, I think I might make a Patreon of some sort. I don't know. I'm still figuring that out. I'm still figuring out how to work this stuff. I'm not technologically inclined, unfortunately, so I'm still figuring that out, but I'd like to. And if that's something that you would be willing to pay for, any of you, let me know, because I have a lot of videos that I have recorded just that are just going to come out over the next couple weeks, once a week. But I could make it so if there's a Patreon that you could just have instant access to it, and I wouldn't even need to set it on a timer like that, because you just get access to it right away. That's what I'm thinking, anyways. But if that's not something you're interested in, then let me know. Seriously, I don't want to make something that nobody would want to pay for or have an interest in. So that's just an idea that came to mind there, because I want to be able to do this more consistently. It's just money is a real thing that we have to account for in the real world, so I can't just buy an excess of Joes whenever I want, or Marvel Legends or whatever. I just whenever I want to. Which, hey, that Dragonfly, I got it. Real expensive though, so I missed out on the Giant Man. But if you would be willing to do that, let me know. Seriously, I don't want to feel like anyone's forced to, which is why I'm not making it so there's anything behind that that's exclusive. It's just you'd get early access to it. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. But again, thank you all so very much for sticking around to this. I appreciate it. I'm trying not to take up too much of the time. I don't want to make the whole video this, but I feel like it's important to do this before I get into the big video. But yeah, thank you all so very much for that. And if you want to see more comic book reviews, let me know as well. The Duke issue just came out. I haven't read it yet, but from what I've heard, it's very good, and I can't wait to get a hold of it. I read issue 301 of the Real American Hero run, which was fantastic. It was great. But I haven't made a video on that because I don't know if I'm really interested in it. But if you are, let me know, please. Seriously, I would love to know more. And I'd love to try different types of videos next year. I'd love to try new things that I haven't done before. What those are, I don't know yet, but I'd like to try, if nothing else. So, again, thank you so very much for sticking around. It really does mean a lot that you're all willing to stay around and watch me do this stupid little toy thing that I do, this toy and comic thing that I do. But yeah, thank you so very much, and we'll see you next year. Actually, you'll see me in a couple minutes because the top 10 list. But
Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the top 10 list of the best figures that I have bought in 2023. I should clarify, not the best figures that I've gotten in 2023, because there's some in here that I haven't reviewed yet. So I'm going to make this list only the 10 best figures that I have reviewed this year thus far. I got quite a few at the tail end of the year, and I don't feel it's fair to include them because A, I hadn't really made a video for them yet, and B, I have that new toy golden view of them, so I think they're all the best thing that I've gotten this year. So I'm going to exclude them and focus on the stuff that I did get this year. Whether or not it is the best of the stuff that I had gotten this year, objectively or not, it feels only fair that this is how I do it. But before we get into the top 10 list, I want to take a moment to have a dishonorable mention. Here is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Lightning Collection Remastered Blue Ranger, Billy, and I hated this thing. If you saw my review, you'd know why I hated it and why it was a massive disappointment and why I had not purchased any other Lightning Collection figures after that because of it. The joints are flimsy. Nothing holds together right. There's a lot of like discoloration with the whites. It doesn't look quite right, which really sucks because it was a $33 deluxe figure that came like crap. So I was very disappointed. So and that's why this guy has stayed in this exact same position on my shelf for months. I will probably never touch it again. I'll probably never get another Lightning Collection figure again because this left such a sour taste in my mouth, which honestly is fine because the line's dead now, and God knows when it'll be back because Hasbro likes to put things on ice. So yeah, there's your dishonorable mention of the year. Thankfully, it was really the only figure that I had any big problems with. So there we go. I wanted the stuff that I actually did like. At number 10, we have the retro carded Ghost Rider figure from the Marvel Legends wave, which I'll be honest, most of the figures in this top 10 list could be largely interchangeable except for probably the top 3. This figure is fairly generic, and it is basically the exact same figure that came in the original, I believe it was a Sandman Build-A-Figure wave for Ghost Rider, and it's fine. It's a completely serviceable figure, but I'm a big Ghost Rider fan, so this gets bonus points on the concept that it is in fact Ghost Rider himself. So that's why he's on here. It's not a great figure, but it's Ghost Rider. And I was very happy to get it. The accessories are really cool. I love the alternate Johnny Blaze head. I love that he has these skeletal hands as opposed to just the regular gloved ones. He has it as well. But it's nice that for the price, it was pretty expensive. It was like, I think it was like $27. So for the price, you get an extra head, an extra hands, everything. I thought it was really nice. And I love the box. I wish I'd kept the box, but it was too big. I had no space for it. But it's really good. So yeah, number 10. At number 9, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Bat. I love this dude. I feel like I'd love it more if I had more of them. And also, it's this low on the list because there were some QC issues with this specific figure, namely the fact that the chest plate would not stay on. You can look at my review and see that, but it kept popping off and off, and I don't know how to fix it. This one sits on fine, but the battle damage one does not sit on. So like that's one of the big issues why it's so low. I feel like if it wasn't, it'd be a little higher. Also, some of the joints are a little loose, little minor things that take away from a really, really good figure for me. But I love this thing. I love the Cobra Bats. I love Army Builders. I love just the androids and everything, and putting this next to Sergeant Slaughter is really great. Like that adds so much to it. But I love it. I think it's really good. If you can find one, get one. Absolutely. Get 2, 3, however many you can find, because they're really cool. So there is your number 9, the Cobra Bat. At number 8, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Lady J. And this figure came out not this year. It came out about a year or two ago. But I have reviewed it this year, and I got it this year. So it's in my list because Jay is probably my favorite of the female Joes. I like Scarlet. Don't get me wrong, I like Scarlet. I like CoverGirl. But Jay's always my favorite. Maybe it's because she was in the show the most, and I like the relationship she has with Flint, and I think it's really good. But I really like this figure. I thought it was really good, and I wish that all the other female figures that they'll make from this point on are this level of quality. Because the Baroness figure will not be in this top 10 list this year because it was not up to par. It wasn't bad, which is why it's not a dishonorable mention. It's just it's not up to par. But this figure's really good. I love the fact that there is an alternate headpiece, like hairpiece rather, where you can just take the whole cap off and put a new hairpiece on. The different spears, the different attachments, the knife, and everything. The camera is odd, but hey, whatever. It's not bad. It's a really good figure, and it's standard G.I. Joe Classified fare in as much as it's pretty much a solid 8 or 9 out of 10 all around. So there is your number 8, G.I. Joe Classified Series, Lady J. And here we have number 7, Spirit Iron Knife from the G.I. Joe Classified line. And I need to take a minute to just say thank you to Spirit himself because his video that I did somehow racked up, I think it was 10,000 views, which is the highest on my channel ever. And it brought me like 200 additional subscribers on top of what I had at that point. So Spirit is probably the reason that you're here, that you're watching this video. So thank you very much, Spirit. The figure itself is really good. I got no problems with it, really. There's a little bit of paint chipping on the arm, as you can see there, because It's painted, so it's whatever. But this figure itself is really good. Like, it's nothing spectacular, but the fact that it got me 10,000 views, well, that means a lot to me. So thank you very much, Spirit. At number 6, we have the Joe Classified Series Gung-Ho figure. And while he's not the best, like, physically and, like, probably, like, design-wise of all the Joes, I'm a sucker for Gung-Ho. I've always liked Gung-Ho. He's one of my favorite Joes, and I really like this design. This is not the classic one that is, from the cartoon, there's no toy and everything. They have one of those, so if you like that more, you can get one pretty easily. Apparently they're at Walmart all the time. But I really like this design. I love that he has like 2 pouches of grenades. I love the Joe Pro. I love that you can give him really any gun and it fits well, especially one of these big ones. It just looks really good. And I think the figure itself is really solid. Like, there's a lot of unique parts to it, a lot of play value that you have with this guy, and he looks really good on the shelf compared to anybody. He's just a big bruiser, and all the Joes need that. So thank you very much, Gung-Ho. Oh my stars and garters, here we are at number 5. It is Beast. It is the retro carded Beast specifically. I love this figure so much. I think it's one of the best that they put out this year, or was it last year? I can't remember. But one of the best figures that I've gotten, especially with the X-Men line. I love Beast. He's always been one of my favorite X-Men. So finally having him in this classic look really is fantastic. As mentioned, he has that cloth coat. He has the glasses and everything. All of that adds to make this figure so good. And if you can get a hold of one, absolutely do. I know they're kind of more expensive now, but it's so good. And I'm so glad that I got a hold of him. He's really good. So thank you, Dr. Henry McCoy. At number 4, ironically, we have 2 figures. We have the Blue Ninja 2-pack from the Classified line. I love this 2-pack so much. I love ninjas, especially the Joe ones. So these 2 are great. They're such good figures, just good, well-rounded, generic army building figures. They have so many accessories, so many weapons. It's just an armada of equipment for your other, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadows, Kamakuras, nunchucks, if anybody bought a nunchuck. They're so good, and they're so simple. Like, it's really hard to mess up a ninja, and so they didn't. They just did it. They just did the thing that we like and just made it cool. And they gave it a whole bunch of weapons. The alternate heads, I love the alternate heads. I want to get another 2-pack so I can just keep those on there as well because they're so good. But yeah, that is my number 4, the Blue Cobra Ninjas. They rule. And here we are at number 3. Now, this is where my list sort of just kind of wavers into one, where I'm like, I can't really pick a top 3 because they're all so good. Now, you might be wondering, this is just a dog. Yes, it is just a dog, but it is also Snake Eyes' dog. It is Timber. This figure is spectacular. It's so good. Like, the Snake Eyes figure itself that it came with is good. It's Snake Eyes. I mean, you can't really go wrong with them. So, like, you can't really do anything super interesting. He's the exact same mold as the Cobra Ninjas, which I just showed, like the male one. It's fine. It's a good figure. There's some cool accessories. It's fine. It's a solid figure. This dog blew me away. This dog is the best part of that 2-pack. Like, the Timber is fantastic. There's so much articulation in him. You can do so much of them. He's got an alternate head. He's got a barking head. I want to get the original one because I missed out on that one simply because I want another one of these dogs because they're fantastic. I want to get 7 more so I can have the dog sled race that they have in Alaska. It's super good. If you're gonna get that 2-pack, which by the way you should now because it's like $20 on Amazon, like it's super marked down. You just get it and get like 4, and so you can just have all these dogs. You can have a wolf pack because it's fantastic. That is our number 3. At number 2, we have the Classified Series Storm Shadow figure. Again, it's another ninja. Ninjas are cool. I like ninjas, specifically this one. I love Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow's probably my favorite Cobra member, more than any other ones. I know it's kind of basic, but Storm Shadow's so cool. It's just such a fun story, interesting, especially if you go to the old 80s Marvel comics with, Zartan and Serpentor and everything. It's great. Him being like a partner with Stalker and Snake Eyes and Grunt and everybody. I love it. I think it's fantastic. And this figure itself is amazing. It really is. It's the best of the Classified series, probably. It's up there, definitely. Articulation's fantastic. The mold is amazing. There's so many accessories, so many accessories. The bow is great. That sword isn't his. It came with the Electra figure, but I thought it fit pretty well with him. So I really got to give this one the props. And the coloring is amazing. I haven't noticed any yellowing either, so that's a plus plus. So yes, at number 2 is Storm Shadow. At number 1, we have the man himself, Sergeant Slaughter. I love this figure so much. It is more than likely the best classified figure I've ever gotten. It's probably like if you were to judge it like objectively, it's not the best. It has pinned arms. The torso's a little wibbly. It's not the best well put together, but just on the fact that it's a Sergeant Slaughter figure in 2023 in a mainline G.I. Joe Classified Series wave. It's so good. And it comes with the coolest accessory of any toy ever, a toy of the toy. That sold it for me. The fact that it came with that sold it for me immediately. I love the fact that the glasses off, the hat off, everything, and it looks like him too in real life. I can put this with any of my other Joes. I can put this with my Marvel Legends. I can put this in any shelf, and it will fit in amazingly. He's got so many extra hands. Everything is spectacular about this figure. And this figure was what got me back into the G.I. Joe Classified line, or just G.I. Joe in general. Because I had gotten the twins, the Crimson Twins, and Stalker, and like, these are pretty cool, but I didn't really care that much. I was like, yeah, they're pretty fun. They're cool. But I didn't make a video on them until I got this. And this really just got me the line, made me want to collect more and more, and super got me into it. So he's to blame for all that. But I love him. I think he's great. I'm so happy to have him. And that is my number 1 pick for the year of 2023. And that was the top 10 figures of 2023 that I have reviewed on this channel. Thank you for sticking to this. I hope you enjoyed it. I really want to do this because I wanted to just say thanks to everyone who stuck around this channel and was willing to watch me through some of my good stuff, some of my not good stuff. But I appreciate you all so very much for sticking around and for watching everything. It means a lot. It really does. I can't say it enough that without you guys, I don't make these videos. So if you don't like them, I don't make them. And if you like them, I try and make more of them. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to see what I do next year and what comes next year and everything. I'm super excited to see what happens, and I'm super excited for Dragonfly to get here, I'll tell you that much. Still looking for a place to put it. I don't know where it's gonna go, but hey, we'll figure that out when we get there. So thank you so very much for sticking around. I won't give you the usual spiel of liking and subscribing and everything, because I've already said it, gotten it so many times this year. So I'll just say thank you and Happy New Year.